Welcome to day 3 of Normalisation Week, as it's come to be called. We're not normalising ourselves, we're normalising. No, that would be too tricky. We're normalising, whatever that means, we're normalising eating some of those foods which have previously been off limits for us. And so far, if you just joined us, welcome. I'm talking you through a method to experiment with bringing those foods into your life, which you have previously said, no way, I'm going to cut that out altogether, and then gone face down in it, right? I've got so many of these foods, actually, foods that I've tried to give up or have just said to myself, I've just got to say a blanket no to spaghetti, or blanket no to bread and butter, or blanket no to chocolate. So this week I have been planning each day, and if you want to know about planning, go back to day 1 and watch that vid. Okay, it'll be on my YouTube stream, it'll be here on my page, on Sensational Eater. There are plenty of places to catch the whole playlist, but perhaps the easiest place to get it is on my YouTube stream under the Normalisation Week playlist. So go back to day 1 and look at making a plan on a post-it note. Day 2 is about emotions that come up when we eat. Today we're going to talk about how to eat that food, right? And I want you to think about this, because yesterday I described a situation where I had planned to eat bread and butter and ended up eating it earlier than I planned to eat it. I didn't make myself wait. I was just like, I'm so excited that it's on my plan today, and I ate it by 11 o'clock. Not only that, but I then went and ate another piece and another half a piece, right? Now, what I want you to understand, and if you planned maybe if you planned a little unrealistically, then, or a little bit restrictively, then you have also found that you have overeaten that food. For example, let's say you planned 1 chocolate biscuit last night, right? And you ended up eating 6. Today you might be thinking, that's it, Laura's method is totally whack. It's not working for me. There's something wrong with me. I can't make it work. I just binge every time. It's the chocolate biscuits. I just need to get them out of the house. Whoa. Slow the bus, right? What we need to think about is that when we eat these previously forbidden foods, it's a big deal for us. It's a big deal for our brain. We're used to overeating them. We have a habit of overeating that particular food. Our brain sees that food and it goes, oh, this is the part where I don't have any control. We have a lot of thoughts about, I'm out of control, I don't have any control, I just can't stop myself, I've just got a weak spot about it. And when you tell yourself all of that stuff, when your self-talk is all really is basically taking your hands off the handlebars, you can't expect to stay on the bike, right? So we want some self-talk which is really like, I'm practicing doing this with full consciousness. I'm practicing eating this food as if it matters. And this is important because in the past, your brain's probably told you over and over and over again, like, it doesn't matter, just eat it. And how do we eat those foods when we're eating them off limits? We're eating them really fast, in secret, sometimes, sometimes got our hand in the drawer when somebody else comes in the room, right? So because we're putting foods on this plan, which are also nutritionally intense, because let's face it, like these previously off-limit foods, probably not chicken and broccoli, right? They are probably the intense foods. Yeah. The sugary ones, the junk foods, the indulgent ones, the ones with really I've been looking at bread and butter. That butter for me signifies total indulgence, right? put it on thicker than I would if it was a spread. You know, the fat of it is exciting, the salt is exciting. We're talking about foods which are maybe nutritionally quite dense and intense for our bodies, right? We might have thought of these foods as being bad foods in the past. We don't want to think of them as being bad. We're not bad for eating them. We love them. We might not want to love them, but it looks like we do because we end up eating them. So how about just admitting this is something wonderful about this food for me. There's something attractive about this food for me. So, and just call them lovely foods. Maybe they're not really part of your day's nutrition. They're just an explosion in your mouth. Yeah, just a party in your mouth. So when you eat your POLF today, gotta say POLF, previously off limits foods, right? My terrible acronym. I can't get enough of it. When you eat your POLF today, and you've planned it on your post-it note, right? You've planned it. I just want to check you've written your plan down yet. One of my coaches is fond of saying, if it's not written down, it's not a plan, it's a wish. Okay, write it down. Decisions ahead of time. Okay, and then when we come to eat it, how we eat it matters because it's a big deal. It's a big deal to have given ourselves permission to eat it. It's a big deal to actually prepare to actually show up and eat it as a human and not try and eat it behind your own back today. So slow down. Slow down, I don't mean like chew it 100 times. I mean slow down in terms of slow down so that you can notice the experience. Sit down if you can. Eat it in front of other humans if you can. Eat it in plain view, in broad daylight, right? Not in secret. And I don't mean, when I say sit down, I don't mean in the car, right? Sit down like it's a normal food. Put it on a plate if you can. It's a food. Yeah. It's not a drug. It's not a pill. It's a food. Let's treat it like a food. And then I just want you to eat it in slowly. I want you to eat it slowly and notice as much of the experience as possible. And actually, if there's pleasure to be had, to really allow yourself to revel in the glory of this food. You might find that when you slow down and you eat the food very slowly and you really notice it, if I was to say like, notice it mindfully, what would that mean to you? Like, really notice all of the textures, the smells, the taste, the sensations. And when I'm talking about sensations, like, how does your teeth feel? How do your tongue feel? Can you feel it going down your throat? Where do you feel it land in your body? Can you feel the other emotions in your body, the excitement or the tension or the anxiety around the food? Can you feel everything that's coming up for you when you eat it, so that you're just there for the experience as much as possible and really checking in with the information that you're getting from it? When I'm talking about information, what I mean is, how does your body feel about it? If you were to set aside all of your history with this food, if you were to set aside all of your history of this food being like some way important to you, what's your experience today with this food? It might not be all of what your expectation is. Yeah? It might be more boring or less satisfying. Yeah? Or it might be everything and more. But can you show up as if for new, as if with a beginner's mind, to just really discover this food that you've given yourself and really have it until it's done. And then when it's done, you're probably going to want some more of it. And whatever you had on the plan, just honour that. That's what you chose. See if you can follow that. And tomorrow we'll talk about what to do in that moment when it's over with a bit more detail. Okay, because that's quite a big topic. But for today, I just want you to look after yourself. When you make your plan, have in mind what you're going to do afterwards. It might be that you sit and feel gratitude. It might be that you go and brush your teeth, or you go out for a walk, or you clear your plate away, you move around. It might be that you pick up the phone and you talk to somebody, that you occupy yourself a little bit. A little bit of distraction won't hurt today. Tomorrow I want to teach you a better thing to do when you finished eating it. But today, that's where we're at. How is it going? Are you putting some of these experiments into practice? And if you are, I just want to send you huge respect. It takes courage to experiment, especially with these foods which feel like they've been a bit of an enemy or a danger, our undoing in the past. Allowing yourself to have a bit of trial and error, allowing yourself to get into a process of experimentation and to not beat yourself up about mistakes, but to actually get curious, like what actually happens there. That is where the magic is, people. That is where the magic is, my loves. And there's so much healing to be had in these processes. I said the word processes. Processes. Is that real? Is that official? I better check it. Uh-oh. And I also want to say that when we're in my private program, Sensational Eater, where I work only with one-to-one clients for a whole year, this is one of the techniques that we try, but I don't actually tell you, like, this is what you've got to do with your previously off-limits foods. Like, I don't say, oh, sugar, yeah, you should plan it and eat it every day. Crisps, you should plan it and eat it every day. I actually give you a couple of different pathways of things to try with foods that cause obsession. So I'm not somebody who says, right, on my program it's sugar-free, or on my program you have got to habituate yourself to eating it in this way. I encourage you to, through a process of guided experimentation, to find a relationship with these foods and all foods that suits you. I want you to be in charge. It's your relationship with food. John Kabat-Zinn said so beautifully in, I think, a mindful parenting book, actually. He said, eating is our first act of autonomy. And when you think about babies and their ability to feed themselves, it's like the first thing that they learn to do. And eating is a fundamental act of autonomy. And I really want you to be equipped with the ability to make your own decisions around food. Yeah, it's not for me to tell you what to do. We're coming out of a diet culture where people told us what to do all the time and what we had to stick to, and here was the plan. And we were treated like infants. We didn't grow up. We didn't learn decision making around food. That's what we're learning. That's what my clients are learning. That's what I'm coaching them to do every single day. And that's what you're experimenting with when you join me here in Normalisation Week. I respect you. Thanks for tuning in, and take care.